I think the thing that I've spent the longest time in my life doing is probably playing video games. Ever since I was a kid, it's been the number one thing that I've loved doing. Is that sad? Yeah, probably. I could have been outside playing footy or whatever kids are meant to do. Maybe talking to girls IRL, going for walks. But no, what I've spent most of my life doing is playing video games. Was that pointless? Is it all for nothing? Well, I wouldn't say so. Like, let's say 10,000 hours of video games later, I probably haven't gained nothing from it. I mean, I ain't gained much. Like, I'm sure I'd be in a much better position in my life if I spent all that time that I spent on video games instead, in real life, working out, maybe drawing or something. But I didn't. I put the 1.8 thousand hours into Risk of Rain 2. I played 800 hours of Fall Guys. I probably played about 1,000 hours of Minecraft, but I don't have the stats for that one. I spent 500 hours in TF2. I spent 400 hours in CS2. I did that for myself. But why did I? Why did I play all those video games? For fun! No shit, people play video games for fun. I am no different. But surely that amount of time has to have some kind of recompense, no? All that to simply grow no wiser? All that time to be the same person? All that time just down the drain, lost in meaningless pleasures? Well, let's start off quite literally, I guess. Skill! Skill gaps. Getting better at things. Getting better at games. Flexing your ability. Getting stronger. Becoming smarter. It's quite satisfying, really. But that can't hook anyone forever. See, games need a point. A lot of games are single-player games where the point is to beat the game. But for this specific segment, I want to focus on online PvP games, as to me and in my life and in my experiences, they have been the greatest time waster, of my entire life. To make things more concise, and to make sure I don't ramble on aimlessly, I have a tendency to do so, lol, I'm going to use specific examples. One game that sticks out to me in the progression and hook is skill camp is TF2. Because aside from getting better at the game, there is literally nothing else to do in the game. Unless you count gambling, but other addictions will be discussed in other videos of mine. Literally the only point to TF2 is to sit around, look through servers, join one, and go kill players. I mean, yeah, I can't say it's not fun for a bit, but it's aimless. No one adheres to any objective. What you do as a player doesn't really affect the result of the round all that much. No one really gives a shit. You're just there for shits and giggles. Massive side tangent alert. And before you say, oh, but Ski, there is competitive. Yeah, sure, there's a competitive mode in massive quotation marks, but it's dead as hell because in TF2 you gotta pay for it and then give them your fucking phone number. And even then, no one plays the mode because everybody is too busy slopping about in casual. So if you really want to play competitive, you have to go find smaller groups of people who are dedicated to play competitive in their own format, and it's called Sixes. As I said, massive sound tangent. So you gotta find your own group on Discord or whatever and then organize into specific classes just to play a more focused TF2 where the objective actually fucking matters. So then, playing TF2 competitively is a fucking mess. Why do people play TF2 at all? What's the point? Well, I mean, I already said it earlier. People play TF2 for the sake of getting better, for the sake of learning how to do things. TF2 mechanically is a very complicated game. With very few things you can do a lot, such as a soldier has got a rocket launcher that pushes enemies around whenever you shoot them. However, it also pushes you too. If you master this, suddenly you take a relatively slow class and become the fastest motherfucker in the lobby. With just a few well-placed jumps and rockets and things, the class that is initially seemed to not be able to do that suddenly moves really quick. There's layers. But aside from that, I find TF2 quite boring. I find it fun for a bit, no doubt. I have a lot of hours on it. But this was mainly due to friends who would push me to get better. And yeah, I still think I am better than all of them. That time definitely, I put it into the game, and I definitely got better than them. I'm confident of this. Yeah, right, guys? Right? I'm definitely better, right? Yeah. And yeah, I still think that I am better than them. Learning how to properly play classes and such was fun, but it didn't stick around for me. Games need something more to really keep me wanting more. Ah yes, the universal solution. Ranked systems. An elo system that quite literally quantifies how good you are at something to make you want, no, need to push it higher and higher. Fun and addicting. The finals! The most extravagant dynamism shooter, as they call it. It's a game where skill is employed, sure, but things change at the drop of a hat. It's the world's greatest game show. Anyways, whatever. I love the finals, super fun game. But here is where we get into the point. Ranked system. It has a ranked system, which means that you can, as I mentioned before, directly compare how good you are at the game. I mean, sure, it's a point to the game, but does that really translate into any usefulness? I mean, maybe? I mean, I guess you can play for the ideal of eventually becoming a pro player, but that's much more visible in a different game that we will talk about. Anyways, apart from the whole ranked shebang, what else keeps the finals more interesting than TF2 as a player? Well, I don't really know how to explain this, but there's a concept that I like to call player focus. How much can you, the player, directly influence the game? How much weight is on your shoulders? How many moments do you have to shine? In the finals, it's quite a lot. As I said before, the finals is balanced around one small moment deciding a lot in the game, and putting weight on you. Yeah, sure, you have other teammates, but your clip is big. You can kill multiple players out of the other team and survive, you know? So the objective is just that. The game pushes you into the spotlight naturally. You yourself as the one man constantly has the pressure on himself to be able to change the match entirely. Do something drastic and steal the victory? A cool clip isn't just something that looks cool or gets you a bunch of kills. It's what decides who wins. You get funneled into playing well and then it actually rewards you for that. The flow of the game is incredible. When you win, you deserve it. Now, obviously, the finals isn't the only game like this, but this was mainly just a ramble to explain why TF2 gets so boring. It's directionless. Oh, and I want to say that the finals does that, funneling you into moments where you shine, significantly better than most other games, because in the finals, kills don't decide everything. It's mainly that cash box. I mean, they facilitate taking the cash box, but they don't make the play, so it is up to you to be a hero and capitalize on any situation to steal the box, and it is beautiful. It feeds beautifully to a ranked system. You have a game that is fun, that makes you feel really good for winning, and it makes getting that win fun. And then you have a system that makes you want to win over and over again. It's ridiculously fun and addicting, but let's zoom back in on you. Is this time worth anything? You are doing nothing in your real life, just putting time into the game. How do we gain something from this time put into the game? How do we capitalize on your skill for some form of benefit? Esports. Yes, fantastic. If you play well enough, you get signed to teams and they give you money for doing so. But what game truly pushes this? Oh yeah. Counter-Strike 2! Or Go if you're an old fart. Anyways, I don't think any game pushes esports quite as hard as CS2 pushes esports. It's in the game's blood, man. Everything in this game is made to push the fucking esports. Even in the main menu, they're talking about some fucking pick'ems or whatever. And a lot in the game is made to minimize luck. I mean, sort of. I mean, there's also random spread, and a major thing in Counter-Strike is gambling. But, oh well. Now, this game, just like the finals, has a lot of player focus. In this game, getting the kills is incredibly important, and unlike the finals, where two teams pushing you at once is pretty much game over, in CS2, well, that can't occur. There are only two teams fighting against each other, you know, it's a 1v1 in terms of teams. But more importantly, clutching a 1v5 is definitely not impossible. See, in CS2, the time to kill is, well, almost every weapon kills in 2 taps to the head up close. All rifles kill to the head in 2 taps at almost all ranges. And the AK, Scout, and Deagle always kill in a 1-tap to the head. Hell, the AWP kills in a 1-tap to the body. CS2's TTK is very low. So 1v5 clutches are very possible. This means that all the pressure can fall on a single player constantly. The feeling of needing to be a hero in this game is so exaggerated it's unbelievable. I kind of love it. CS2 is so simple yet so complex and gives you so much agency even as a solo player. Though a stupid team can still entirely fuck you up, like they can still flash you and ruin everything. It's a competitive game, but still, what a fucking game. However, about what I mentioned earlier about getting signed to a team, that's not happening unless you're like really fucking good at the game. So this is kind of pointless. Like, bro, you're not donk. Like, you have to be fucking blessed. So esports isn't a decent reason to play games unless you want to throw hours away for like just pennies in recompense. Because most pro players don't actually make that much. But yeah, that's your call, matey. The game is fun to play, but don't think you're actually gonna hit it big, bro. You're not simple. You ever seen a bar that isn't full? And there's a way to fill it? It's just human psychology. You've got to fill it up somehow, no? Completion. Another big reason people waste time in their lives playing video games. And since this video is about me, I'm going to use the example of my most played game. Remember when I said 1.8 thousand hours? Wow, what a game. But despite whatever opinions I may have of the game, it's the best game ever, by the way. There is one thing that in and other roguelikes do very, very well. Completion. Within the game Risk of Rain 2, there exists a system called Eclipse. It's meant to be a sort of mastery mode. It is a difficulty that is harder than the usual max difficulty, named Monsoon within the game. It starts off of that Monsoon difficulty, and every time that you beat the game gets harder. Now this is tracked. Every time that you complete an Eclipse level, the game counts this. If you have an Eclipse level done with every character, it turns gold. For the purposes of having full gold Eclipse, I have spent, 1.8 thousand hours in Risk of Rain 2. But you will notice and say, Ski, we thought the fact that it was grey on your screen there. Yes, dear viewer, because I had full gold back in the day. See those two new characters on the bottom there? I haven't bothered to play the new expansion / DLC / whatever it is, so I don't have full gold E8 anymore. If you see every other character, including the very challenging Rex, is down to E8. I will have to do it someday though. All those characters. I might stream it. So, shameless plug! Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow twitch.tv/ski_squire. Whoa! I'll probably play it sometime soon, so don't miss out when I stream. So join my Discord to see the announcements and follow my Twitch. Anyways, the game asks you to win 8 times with every character for that oh so fat and lickable golden E8. Risk of Rain 2 is a difficult game, even at Monsoon difficulty. You will die a lot. The average winning run is 50 minutes. You can die at any point in the run, including right at the end after having defeated the final boss, that I won't spoil because it's the peakest game of all time. Just go fucking play it, mate. I'm sorry for being so corny, but I promise it's a good game, okay? Do you understand what that means, though? At minimum, if you were somehow, say, the Peterbot of Risk of Rain 2... Wait, I wonder what Peterbot may have said. Oh no. Anyways, if you are very good at Risk of Rain 2, that is still minimum 18 characters nowadays, times 8, times 50 minutes, so 120 hours minimum. Now, let's factor in that you will lose about half of your runs, so about 240 hours, if you only lose half of your runs, which, spoiler, the game gets harder as you win and go through Eclipse, so you will lose more and more runs, holy time waster, no? And I did it. Well, not all of it as you've seen, but I still want to do all of it. And at one point, I did have golden E8. So yes, the human simple will to see a Barbie fall is something that will drive people. My source for this is that I know that I have seen all those completionist motherfuckers on YouTube that play games until they fucking bleed and speedrunners, so I know I'm not the only motherfucker. Don't fucking say I am pulling out of my ass. Okay? Well, I guess I should also explain Risk of Rain 2's game loop or whatever. You know, why you would even spend all that time playing the game. Essentially, Risk of Rain 2, unlike most roguelikes, doesn't come down to handling what items you pick up well. I mean, a little sometimes. You have these slight choices with these multi-shops that you can choose one of 3 items in, and printers that allow you to convert an item of the same rarity into an item displayed on the printer and whatnot. But in reality, the game comes down to maximizing how quickly you can grab all the items in a stage. Because put it this way, if you have enough items, it doesn't matter what items they are. Statistically, you're going to have the right items that are good and combo well enough that they will allow you to push on through. Since in Risk of Rain 2, unless you go very out of your way to find them, there are no items that are necessarily bad for you or will make your run worse. So, item maxing and just eating everything on the stage is pretty much the best strategy. This means that the fun comes from maximizing item grabbing and balancing time spent killing monsters and time spent looting efficiently. That is, running around the map and actually having the money to buy what is in that area so you don't need to run back like an idiot, which wastes time. But how is that even fun? Well, it's because the devs made killing monsters fun. No shit. So you get to do the fun thing of killing monsters, and remember how I said the human brain likes watching things get filled up satisfyingly, if that's a word? Well, you get to watch your inventory grow. Ooh, you see how that's very fun? Risk of Rain 2 is just fantastic. It's really what I think. I can't explain it any other way than 1.8 thousand hours later, I still have fun with the exact same core gameplay loop. 10 out of 10, very fun. My roses to Dia Hoopu games, i.e. Duncan, Paul, Gore. You know, Gore, he made all of Loda's physics. He's the goat. But, this still doesn't benefit us much. It's just sort of scratching a mental itch. It doesn't, really help you grow as a person. It's just fun. Very fun indeed, but this still doesn't answer my question from the start of the video. What do I gain from all of this? Was it all really pointless? Let's think for a little bit. What could be good about playing video games? Making friends! I'd say it's one of the most important things you can do in your entire life. If done right, friendships last forever and will be one of the few reliable backbones you can rest yourself on when the shit gets tough. But how do you further a friendship? That's right, spending time with someone. But usually you want something to do while you do that, right? See where I'm going? Yay! Playing video games with friends. Oh yes, this is it. I think we found the true positive to playing video games. As per usual, to not lose myself and for the structure of the video, I'm going to anchor this to a video game. Fall Guys. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout specifically. Because Fall Guys covers post free to play and fuck that. Although Fall Guys currently exists as yet another one of Epic's free to play shit shows, once upon a very long time ago, this game was a paid game with charm and soul from this medium-sized British company named Mediatonic. I could talk in length about the game, its rise, its fall, its golden era, its fall again, its quote-unquote rise, and its decay into a corpse. But for right now, what matters is back in the prime Fall Guys days, that shit was kind of niche, to be honest. But like all good niche things, it has a small and nice and fun community, and I happened to fall into it. But a lot of very random and seemingly unconnected events took me to eventually joining a small Fall Guys related Discord server, FGAPI. Those who know, those who know. And I hate to get all corny and shit, but thinking about OG Fall Guys, it almost makes a small tear go down my face. It's crazy to say that bum-ass game affected my life this much, but well, why? How did it do all of that? Well, it helped me form friendships. A friendship so enduring that has helped me out so much during my life. It's almost hard to not be confused as to how much this bum-ass game did that much for me. That server I joined, FGPI, is where I eventually met my best friend. Yes, I do mean best friend. It's kind of sad to say someone online you know is your best friend, but not really. I mean, it actually kind of makes sense. You know it does? Anyways, I mean, think about it. If I mainly talk to someone online, this means that they expect to talk to you online and online only. So whenever it comes to talk to them online, they always respond. My real life friends, since we talk in real life, don't really operate like that. 24/7, so for a good chunk of my life, if I needed someone to talk to, or hell, if I need someone to talk to, like right now, in this very moment, all I have to do is hit up my boy, and as long as it's a reasonable hour, we will be talking. Thank you, BTJ. I love you, bro. Mwah. Hopefully I make more videos with him or some shit. Anyways, on and out of that gay shit. I'm kidding. I mean, those words from before, but, you know, whatever. All of that is because of Fall Guys. We met because we were both kids that played Fall Guys all day. Thanks, Mediatonic, from back then. I guess Panic Studios now? But yeah, they helped form what I would call my most reliable friendship. And all this friend-making stuff applies to you too. Well, I'm not going to start telling you to start talking to strangers online and expect them to be nice back, but like, yeah, it's not that reasonable. But I do, like, apart from that, believe that playing video games is the best way to strengthen a friendship. I think the reason why I am as good friends with some of the people that I know online is solely because they are the guys who got me to play the finals. Hey, I mentioned that one earlier. Like, what other way can you really excuse talking to someone for hours? I mean, of course, if you are having issues, and hopefully you can talk to friends about it, like, without that, but if it comes to just a friendly conversation and some silly excuse, I think interests and hobbies are a great way to talk to friends, no? And what more involved interest or hobby than games? They can be quite intense and take a while to get through, so whatever better use of that time than to help you get closer to friends, or even make a friendship start in the first place. Ah, yes. I think we finally found a true reason and a good purpose for video games. I guess the answer to my question was, video games? They're the friends we make along the way. Ha ha, hoo, ha, funny, cliche, ha ha, hoo, ha, hoo. No, but I am for real here. I think the most valuable thing that you can take from something as kind of pointless as video games is making a decent friendship. A good friendship can reduce mountains to atoms. Trust me on this one, you need a confidant as a human being. It's just true. Wait, I almost forgot to comment on Fall Guys' game loop due to how much emotion I poured into that last section. At least this game loop back then, because I don't know how the game works now. I guess it's just seeing whatever new slop levels are made. I don't really know, I don't care. It's not the game I fell in love with. Screw modern Fall Guys. Well, I guess Fall Guys also mainly falls into the completion category of fun. Oh, and warning, this next section is going to be long, since I have a lot to say about the game. Maybe put the video on 2 times if you don't care that much for Fall Guys. The game loop was this. You have a series of slowly expanding levels. Levels are only added in either season or mid-season updates, and not many at once. So at a base level, there was a fun in learning a level. After having learned how to play a certain level, you would then essentially have to infinitely refine it to best other players in the lobby, and do it better. The game funneled you into doing better and better every time. Yes, it was a little luck-based, but it was always a silly game. Those lobbies were back then filled with random skill players. which some form of light SBMM is usually a good thing, but not in Fall Guys, trust me. Because this random distribution always meant that most of the lobby was an average player. Some were awful, guaranteed to be filtered out by the easier stuff, and some players were crazy good and would almost guarantee to hit the final round at least. Unless luck fucked them over severely. Lol. This also meant that you as a new player had an uphill battle to fight, but due to the little luck factor and the fact that if you play, you will get better, you always as an average bettor could see those good players and challenge yourself to play like them. Do better, and as you got better, you felt yourself rise. Your win rate increased, since the game didn't adjust your lobbies to how well you played, which wasn't necessary for player engagement, since it was a paid game and you were allowed to play at your leisure, almost entirely free of FOMO. You legit got to a point where after a lot of hours, you were just better than most other players and only had to worry about the occasional monster in the lobby that would instantly molest you. Or somehow your luck skill would beat out the other player and you would feel like a god. The game rewarded you for getting good. In that sense, you would win most of the time. I know for myself personally, I had about a 50% win rate in a lobby of 60 players. I got to the point where I would win 50% of the time in a lobby of 60 other players. Jeez, I was such a sweaty fass. But also literally, since the game wasn't a free-to-play shit show, they gave you kudos and crowns to buy all the cosmetics you could want in the store, as well as leveling up in a free fame pass. Very fun, no? Yes, your time and your skill and your wins were all rewarded, because one crown was worth getting the win. It was literally exactly one win exactly. So it felt very literal and rewarding, literally giving you an entire crown every time you won. And even if you didn't win, you still get fame for that fame pass, remember? And kudos, which were just regular coins or like V-Bucks to go buy stuff. And for those who were really sweaty, you had a crown pass that was permanent, which you could level up slowly with the cool crowns. And they would give you a bunch of golden rewards. And yes, every element of the game fit perfectly. And it was stupidly fun. The random map pool kept the game fresh with rare variants that made things feel really weird in a good way. And since you would be more used to the common variants, like a spinny thingy being on the tile match level, I remember Fall Guys way too well. Shame it had to be gutted to fill Timmy's pockets. Hey, that actually kind of ties into more recently. You know how like now, Epic just fired 1,000 like motherfuckers out their studio just to be greedy and make more money. Is everything goes towards filling Timmy's pockets? You have to love Timmy. Thank you, Timmy, for ruining my favorite game. But free-to-play didn't ruin the game, actually. It still exists and it's fun. No, it doesn't. That ain't my Fall Guys, and I'll fucking tell you why. My Fall Guys was not gutted for profits. This one is, and I will go into more detail about this one. Well, it did kind of exist for a bit in a very similar form after it went like free-to-play for the few actual free-to-play seasons. Yeah, that's how long the game lasted in a state at least similar to its OG form, but free. But before we explain why I say that only 3 seasons, like were actually, 3 similar seasons, which I did play all of them, by the way. I'm ashamed to admit it, but yes, I played 300 hours of post-free-to-play. But that is still only 300 hours out of my 800. Okay, and Fall Guys from season 1 to season 3 lasted way longer than from season 3 to the start of season 6, which is when I realistically put in most of my hours. So yes, I'm still mostly an OG fan. Shut up. Well, mainly for this period, pre-full game gutting in season Symphony 4 and onwards, they gutted the reward system. You could no longer buy everything that you saw in the store if you played well. Cool collab? Fuck you pay for it. No longer is there a fun, yay, am I winning enough? I could get this item. No! You give Timmy all your money for that. Fuck you, player. And they added SBMM for player retention, which entirely nerfed the system that rewarded you for being good. Since it was free and you hadn't bought the game, anyone who played the game wasn't necessarily incredibly invested in the game. So yeah, sure, new players only face new players. But that only gives them a fake feeling of being good at the game. And anyone who is aware of this won't necessarily have as much fun. Things are only fun if they're hard to achieve. And of course, the good players now had to be stuck in a painful only other good players lobbies that was super sweaty. I mean, instead of the match getting more intense in round 3 onwards, where the newbies would have died, the game got intense from round 1. Not that fun. Oh yeah, and I will admit, this didn't make the game unplayable, it just made it significantly worse, which that's why I only put in 300 hours, instead of the 500 I put in before. And don't worry, I never paid Timmy. I only ever used the free V-Bucks that I would get from the free passes that they gave, because they gave you like the first one for free if you like came back as like a paying player, since before you had to play, so, which is like relatively nice, I guess. But then, of course, after a few free-to-play seasons that were alright, they entirely gutted it in Season 234. Remember what I said about the fun loop of learning and then refining levels? They made it so instead of playing a very few polished rounds with new unique mechanics for each season, you instead just get a bunch of slop creative made levels that, with anyone with a brain knows, quantity over quality. Those slop creators levels were far too numerous to perfect your strategy, and also would cycle in and out of use, so you never really got that much use out of it if you got that good at a level. And mainly, no new fun unique mechanics. Like, come on man, it was the best part of the game. Nobody wants to play variations of race rounds. You wanna experience a new game mode that they made up. If you actually have fun with just new race rounds, you're an actual NPC. And Epic Games thinks that you actually enjoy that as a player. They think that you're gonna sit there and just be like, oh my god, it's a new round, wow, it looks so cool, instead of actually judging it by the gameplay. You don't look at the race round, you play it. You don't look at any round, you actually get in there and start doing things. That's why the most fun rounds are the final ones. Because they have the most depth and complexity, no fucking shit. You don't want to just sit there and just fucking run through a new map. You want that new map to have a new mechanic in it. Something to really challenge you, but no. No, Epic Games thinks you're an NPC. They want you to just rummage around. Just fucking hold forwards, jump and dive. Fuck you, Fall Guys player. Just go play Fortnite instead. It's our bigger cash cow. Give us money. Buy in the shop. Fucking hate Epic. And on top of that, because that wasn't enough, they then changed the base game's physics. The base game's physics. They changed the jump height, and the jump height that had been the same since Season 1. No, they didn't make the physics smoother, no. They changed the jump height and air control that you were used to as a Fall Guys player for, at that point, 3 years! Every single round's strategy and muscle memory depended on that one factor. And why did they change this for no reason? To make the game easier for mobile players. They nerfed every round in the game for mobile players, who are the most superfluous players that just don't fucking care about your game. Oh, and guess what? They also gutted the player count from 60 to 40 for Switch players, and then eventually even lower to 32 for mobile players. They're actually just brain dead. Do you remember when I said that skill was the main factor to fun in games? Yeah, we'll throw it all out. Fuck you, there's no more skill in the game. You have to relearn everything for mobile because fuck you. We care more about mobile than our base players. What do you mean you've been playing the game for 3 or 4 years? No! Player retention on mobile! I fucking hate him, Sweeney. I will... Oh, you know the John Kiriakou hummus up his ass? Yeah, that. Yeah, when the physics changes came, I legit just quit the game. That was the breaking point. That moment, it's just not fucking Fall Guys anymore. I said, that's it. Done. Anyways, ramble over. Sorry, I'm really passionate about Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. It's decay from one of my favorite games ever into mid-overprocessed Fortnite-pilled slop that Tim Sweeney feeds to you in the fucking piggy trays. Just shoves it down your throat oh, come on, little Fall Guys player. Oh, I know you will borrow slop. Daddy Timmy's got so much slop to feed you. Consistent physics. Mobile. Anyways, remember when I said friendship was the main reason to play games? Double whammy. I think I got another reason that playing video games might be even in the slightest way sort of beneficial. Take a look at what I'm doing now. Yes, this video, this script, I guess the background footage. This small art piece here of my little ski. This little window into my head I've created. It was all made because of video games. As a comment on them. As a comment on a part of my life. What's the point here? Video games have inspired me to create. In a world ever more drawn to laziness, in a world where AI slop seems to dominate everything, in a world where creativeness is just kind of there and no one really participates in it, well, I think it matters that people create narratives, that you create stories. It matters that you write, it matters that you draw. I mean, look at how much stuff I've done just to make this video. Look at my little fella on screen here. The amount of games that I've played, again, to record the footage. The fact that I've decided to edit it and make it funny. I mean... It matters that you make art, it matters that you speak out as a real human. And the same way that I have done this now, anything that inspires you to do a good thing is good. So for me, video games were just that. And I hope that now, after seeing all of this, you are inspired to go talk about your favourite games or literally any other topic the same way that I have. I want to see more human-made videos on any topic. We need to reclaim making art. I think a lot of people forget how fun it is. Today, you can change things. You can stop doom scrolling. Start writing a script, start drawing a shitty character, let me hear your voice, the same way you have heard mine. This is a Video Games and Free Will, and I hope that you have enjoyed. Hey, wait, I'm not letting you go that fucking quick. Oi. Remember earlier when I did the same shameless plug? Well, now I'm doing a slightly less shameless one. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm a small YouTube creator. I am trying to grow. Follow my Twitch and join my Discord server. You can literally say anything to me in my Discord server and I will respond. I guarantee it. I'm so jobless. But apart from that, yeah, look, this is I'm gonna put on about a few funny clips for my Twitch. Oh, my fucking teammate with his flashes! I mean, come on.
Oh, that was looking good. Situation. What was the situation?
How do you not want to join in on this?
He's right there. I hear him. Yeah, I see him. He's like right here. Yes! Got his ass! Out of my fucking game. Never again. Out of my video game. Never don't play this game again.
You can talk in the live chat.
What do you mean fat ass? He's got to eat too, bro. His accent that's so hard. Bro. You get fatter. Oh, I'm getting so fat. Oh my, I'm such a big boy.
And I will respond. Doesn't look good. But yeah, I really have hope you enjoyed. This is now the real ending. Yeah, bye. Thank you for everything. Subscribe, like a subscribe.